Jeez.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 2. It's happening. It's happening. I'm so excited to be with you guys again tonight. Happy Tuesday, the last day of March. Look, I'm wearing my old lady glasses. Ooh, it's better, though. Has this not felt like the longest month ever? Like the 97th day of March? Kind of feels that way. Well, I'm super excited to get started, and I want to bring on my guest, who is one of my really, really closest friends, a mentor to me, a brother to me, and is really kind of that inspired me to go for this and go do this. So many of you know Mr. Tony Rodrigues, the host of Get Up and Grow. Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Good to see everyone on here.
Good
Thanks
to see
for
you
having me on.
Okay. I'm going to let you talk a little bit about you and what you're doing here. And I'm going to go away for a second.
I was actually looking on my phone to see if I saw the post so I can share it on my page.
Okay. Well, I can't even know. I don't. So again, we're going to be here in technical difficulties because.
That's all right.
All right. We're going to try and share. Oh. Okay. Well, I can't even know. I don't. How come I don't see how to share it?
Well, hold on. All right, I'm back. So welcome, everybody, and I'm excited to be here.
I know. Well, wait a minute. Before you get into that, tell me, I'm on my page. Where do I do?
Do you see it? Do you see the live stream? So now you can share it to my page.
I don't see any shareability.
So don't open up the video. Just open up the tab.
I am in the tab. I'm gonna do it on here. You.
So
I'm gonna make myself
what page
go
is
away.
it on? Is it on your personal page or is it on?
It's on my So What Now What page.
So what now what?
My So What Now What. I appreciate you guys all being patient while we figured this out. If you're here, say hi. Tell me you're here.
So check it out. When you open it up, you don't click on the movie. You don't click on it. On the bottom right, you'll still have the share option. So I'm going to share it to my page.
Okay, you share it to my page.
You want me to share it to your page?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
I'm still a newbie at this.
I don't know. You can just share it to your page. Just click share. You'll be able to share it to your page.
I don't see it. Hi, Shasheen's here. Okay, we'll figure this part out later. It's all good.
Share to your page story. Share to page. So I'm going to try to share.
All right. So why don't you tell a little bit about who you are, what you're doing here, why we're going to not scare people, but make people laugh and try not to offend anyone. Please take your children out of the rooms. No, I'm kidding. Anyway,
I mean,
Tony.
There is a possibility of that because I did grab a glass of wine. And by the way, I just shared it to your page. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers to you. Here, cheers. We decided to have wine tonight.
Cheers. It's 8 o'clock here and it's 5 o'clock somewhere. California.
Yeah, my mom is actually on. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. I love you.
So,
all right, ready to go.
Yes. So what am I talking about again? Oh, yeah. Listen, the reality of it is I think laughter is so understated. And if you're not having fun, I say it all the time, when I'm on my show with my guests, they're like, oh my God, I had such a good time. It was fun. I said, yeah, if it's not fun, I'm not going to do it. Right. I mean, we all have to do things. Don't get me wrong. We all have to do things in life that aren't fun, certainly when we get started. But the idea is to get to a point in life that what you're doing, that you're enjoying. And certainly even if maybe you're not loving what you're doing, which you should, but if you're not loving what you're doing, do something that you love, do something that's going to make your heart smile. Right. And you've got to have fun. And I tell people all the time that you've got to be able to laugh in life. So watch a comedy, watch a movie, tell some jokes, watch
Tony and Michelle.
Hang out with some people.
Before we go any further, I think it's important that I tell people what we're doing here and what So What Now It is real quick.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, so the reason that I wanted to do this broadcast is because So What Now What has been so important to me. And we explained it last night on the broadcast if you want to go back and watch it. But So What Now What is really kind of a moment in your life where you decide to pivot. You decide that you're no longer going to tolerate the bullshit in your life. You take responsibility for your life. It could be big things, it could be small things, but it's really about deciding, okay, so what? This is happening. Now what? What am I going to do? And right now, this is a huge so what, now what moment in life for everybody. I mean, there's some crazy stuff going on in the world, and a lot of people are having to get really creative and really focused to pivot and, get resourceful. So the reason that we're doing this is because I want to bring on experts and mentors for me so we can figure out what the now what's are right now. Like, what is it that people have to do in this moment in their life to really kind of keep their stuff together, like keep it together, and figure out what's next for them. So this is the So What Now What TV. We're going to do this 3 times a week. And I hope that you guys really just get something out of it. I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm not trying to coach anybody. I'm just trying to give. Like, I want to pour into people the way people have poured into me for a long time, and just kind of give people some awesome tools. So there you go.
Awesome. Listen, I think that's great. I've been encouraging people to get online and to share some stories, share their experiences, share their life, and just share their knowledge, what they learned, because what good is having some skills, having some tools. Hey, Shasheen, good to see you on here. He's a perfect example. Sharing your tools. What's the point of having the secret to something if you don't share it, right? It's like, what's the point of having the solution if you keep it to yourself?
Right.
And this is almost kind of not off topic, but off color, not off color either, but just because we're dealing with what we're dealing with right now. But it's like, imagine somebody discovers the cure for cancer and they cure themselves and they cure their significant other, and then they keep it. Right. What's the point of that? Right. A good friend of mine, Scott Schilling, actually, who's an amazing speaker as well. He's been on thousands of stages. I've started. There's no way I'll be able to speak on as many stages as he has, because he started like when he was 2. But he's been on like 3,000 stages or something, right? I mean,
you're way too old for that now.
I wouldn't want the lifestyle that I would have to be able to hit 3,000 stages. So I'll never get there. But one of the things that he said, and I'll never forget, this was about 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, whenever it was. And he said that he said like this: listen, I've told all my mentors all the while that teach me everything you know, give me everything, and I promise I won't keep any of it.
Yeah.
Right. And that's one of the reasons that I do what I do. And I know that you're doing what you're doing, and you're starting to do this as well, is, I feel it's my social responsibility, because I've gone through things in my life that were challenging, that were hard, that were, seemingly unsurmountable. And I found my way through, and now I've gone into personal development. I've learned the tools, I've got the strategies, and I know how to be able to do that and shift my perspective and shift my emotions and shift my focus and know where I've got to go. And I think it's my social responsibility now to share that with other people, which is what I do and what I've been doing for, better part of 5.5 years, that I've been doing Facebook videos before Facebook Live even was a thing. I was doing 1 and 2, 3 minute videos as a way of my venting some of my own thoughts, my own frustrations. Because remember, we all deal with the same challenges right now. Right. Anyone that's out there that's afraid, or that's living in anxiety or anger or stress or disappointment or depression, whatever, there's somebody else out there going through it, right?
Absolutely.
We've learned that there's only 10 or 12, maybe 10 problems that we all share, right? The extremity or the severity of it is what it is. Somebody says, victim of physical abuse. Oh, I was, my mom didn't hug me enough. That can be considered physical abuse. Or I was beaten every single day of my life, right? It's still physical abuse. And the reality of it is the pain and severity of each person. You can't quantify somebody's pain. If somebody,
No, and we're all human right now, having different human experiences.
Right, and that's exactly the point is, but it's just one problem is what I'm trying to say. So you're not alone, regardless of what you're going through. You're not alone, and reach out and help somebody. If you know somebody that's struggling, whether it's with they're depressed or they're sad or there's anxiety or fear, whatever, just do what you can to lighten that load a little bit. One of the things, like I said, I was saying before, is humor. I love to laugh. I love to make people laugh. I've used laughter. I've used humor in my life to diffuse situations ever since I was a child. And it's something that I use on everything from icebreakers to breaking up fights to diffusing situations to whatever. I mean, I think that laughter is everything. You've got to be able to laugh. You know, as I was saying before, you've got to be able to laugh. You've got to be able to laugh at situations. You've got to be able to laugh at things. You've got to be able to laugh at your life. You've got to be able to laugh, you know, at yourself. And I tell people all the time, if you can't laugh at yourself, call me and I'll laugh at you. It's a free service.
Yeah, I'll do the same. So let's tell people a little bit about what where Get Up and Grow came from. I mean, it's a really amazing story, and I think a lot of people are going to resonate with this story. And you know, this was where this was born for you. So I want you to share that because it's such a good story and so powerful. And I think a lot of people will experience the same kind of thing. So yeah, tell us how it started.
So Get Up and Grow is a movement that I started where, you know, I'm helping people. The goal is to help people grow through what they go through, right? To ease suffering in the world. You know, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to end suffering because suffering, as we know, is the choice, right? Some people are suffering, you know, injuries and hurts and breakups and whatever that happened 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. That's not happening anymore, but they're still suffering it. So suffering in many cases is a choice. So I don't know that we can end suffering, but my goal, the purpose of my life is to help ease suffering and to help people grow through what they go through because I've been through a significant amount of that as well. So Get Up and Grow is that movement where I'm going to be featuring people that, you know, certainly you know, it's me speaking and sharing and teaching people a lot of the skills and techniques and methodologies and mind, you know, mindfulness and everything else that you can think of around that I've learned. But it's also going to be about highlighting people that are overcoming the seemingly unsurmountable, the people that you know, that survived attempted, you know, murder, the people that survived the unimaginable, people that have lost their you know, gone completely blind overnight or had massive car accidents and a handicap and paralysis and, you know, whatever, serious breakups. There's so many people that are dealing with so many things. But again, keep in mind that we all live in the human experience, right? So we're all sharing a lot of the same things that we're sharing. But where the idea of Get Up and Grow came from was something that I've actually been hashtagging Get Up and Grow for about 3 years. And I never thought twice about that. But I remember when it was that I started hashtagging that. And then last year I decided that it was time to step up and make it a movement. So that's something that's certainly growing now. But I got a call from a friend of mine, which I would only ever speak to in the morning, normally on my morning walks, because I have a routine, a morning walk. And I remember was mid-January. It was cold. I got a call at 10:30 at night. My kids were starting to get ready to go to bed. So I walk into the garage and I'm pacing the garage. It's cold. You know, I had a couple of glasses of wine because I was coming from a late Christmas party here. Cheers.
Cheers.
In honor of that story.
This is what we always do. We just have a glass of red wine.
Yeah. In honor of that story, right?
Yeah.
So I had a couple of glasses of red wine at a party, so I came home. And I say that not to say, I mean, I wasn't drunk by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, I was kind of like just relaxed. And that
your guard was down.
What's that?
Your guard was down.
Yeah, your guard is down.
Yeah.
And so I get a call from a friend of mine, and he says, "Hey Tony, I need to talk to you." I'm like, "Hey bro, everything okay? You're calling me this late, 10:30 at night. You know, what's up?" Says, "Man, I just, you know," and he starts getting into this problem that he's going through. And I say, "You know, listen, just stop. Are you telling me your story? Or are you repeating mine? Are you repeating mine to me?" Because at the time I was, just real quickly, I won't really get into the story at all, but I'll just say that I went through a 5-year legal battle with an ex-business partner that decided to blow things up, whatever. So I'll just give you that. So I was in the middle of that. I was 2.5 years into that battle. And I get the call from him, and I said, "Are you telling me your story, or are you just repeating mine?" And he says, "God damn it, that's why I'm calling you. How the hell do you stay so positive? You're always happy. You're always positive." And I said, "Dude, I tell you all the time, it's a ritual, right? It's a ritual. I don't wake up, you know, farting rainbows and whatever you want to, you know."
I do.
I know you probably do, but I don't wake up. It's always not always sunshine and rainbows, but you've got to get up with intention. You've got to get up and set the intention in the morning. And and he knows my morning routine, and we can talk about it a little bit afterwards.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's intention. It's getting up and making a decision to not succumb to the sadness, to the depression, to the anger, to the resentment, to all of that, right? It's a decision, because just because you're going through that doesn't mean that everyone around you and the people that are closest to you are always going to be going through it as well. But if you're going through a difficult time, is it not better to go in a little bit more lighthearted and trying to focus on what's good? I think it is. People say that, oh, well, being positive doesn't get you anywhere. Well, neither does being negative. So I'd rather be positive. I'd rather laugh.
That's the truth.
I tell my mom all the time, I'd rather, laugh with the sinners and cry with the saints. She's like, oh my God, but it's true. I prefer to laugh and cry. So I started telling him a story. And so this is where it gets interesting, because while I am Catholic, I am more religious than I am spiritual. So I never bring religion into any coaching or into anything that I do, unless I know that person's already told me about something that I'm aware of, that then I can help to help move them in the direction that they need to go. So I tell them a story and I say, listen, Walter, you know what happened? 2.5 years ago or whatever it was, 2 years ago, it was probably 2.5 years ago. 2.5 years ago, life was going well. Life was okay. I was making enough money. I was comfortable, but I wasn't growing. And I was comfortable, and I was kind of like, laid back, and, I was doing business, and business was moving along, but I wasn't growing. And then one day everything changed. The person I was in business with was going through a divorce, and he just decided to blow everything up. Blow up our friendship of 30 plus years, blow up the business that we've been working on businesses that we were working on for 35 years or for 25 years. And just turned my life upside down, and it completely caught me off guard, and I was blindsided. And that day, that moment, boom, I got hit. And God said, grow, and I said no. And this is me telling him. God said, grow, and I said no. Boom, and I had more pain. Like my dog, he heard that.
He's like, am I in trouble?
He came over to see if everything was okay.
Oh, yeah.
He said, grow, and God said, grow, and I said no. And then I kept going with the story. And then the next day there was more pain, and I refused to see what was in front of me. God said, grow, and I said no. And God said, grow, and I said no. And then the story kept going. And, the following month, more shit happening. God said, grow, and I said no. And as all of this is going on, and I'm refusing to see what's in front of me, I'm refusing to accept what's happening. God said, grow, and I said no. And there was more pain, and I was refusing to see what was happening. And oddly enough, unfortunately, while this was happening, I was getting more and more hurt. I was vulnerable because I was refusing to see what was in front of me. God said, grow, and I said no. So there were bad things happening that this person was doing that was putting me in an even worse situation and taking advantage of the fact I'm the fixer. I help people fix situations, and I help people fix their businesses. I help people mend things, right? I'm a fixer. I love helping people fix things and fix their lives. So I'm like, I can fix this. And he, knowing that, he played on that, and he played me, right? But in God, and more pain, and I would get pain, more pain. And God said, grow, and I said no. And God said, grow, and I said no. And I kept going through this. And at one point, my son opened the door and says, good night, Dad. I said, okay, good night. Don't forget to brush your teeth. I come back to the phone call, and my friend says, keep reading. I'm like, reading what? Whatever you were reading, man, just keep reading. I'm like, I'm not reading anything. What are you talking about? Okay, then just keep talking. I said, okay, I'm sorry, but what was I talking about? What was I saying?
It's life.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I'm live. Yeah. No. Okay.
You're getting interviewed.
Okay. Yeah.
It's good.
Okay.
It's a good time for a sip of wine, everyone.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. Okay. Anyway.
All right.
So he was the one that interrupted me, oddly enough. How about that?
How's that
for funny?
Hi there.
How's that for funny? He came in and he's the one that said, good night, Dad. And he interrupted me again. That's really funny, actually. So, and I said good night. When I came back, and I told him, I said, dude, actually, you've got to tell me what I was talking about, because I completely lost the thread.
Yeah, you were having a divine moment.
it was not my conversation to be had. I just kind of pulled it out of the ether. I don't know. And maybe it was because I had 2-3 glasses of wine that I was just more connected and more open, and I had let my guard down. So he started telling me what I was saying, and I went and I picked up the string again, unbelievably. So I said, you know what? And then one day I was away, and I realized, damn, what the hell am I doing? I've got, and I realized that this was actually happening. Right? That problem, that situation was real, and I couldn't fix it. And the minute I said that and I recognized that, the pain went away. So God said, grow, and I said no. When I finally said yes, the pain went away. Yeah. But then about 3-4 weeks later, boom, the lawsuit came in, and he's accusing me of this and that and all this other nonsense. And there's more pain, and I'm in pain again. I'm frustrated and I'm angry. And God said, grow, and I said no. God said, grow, and I said no. There was more pain and more pain. And this went on probably for another 5 minutes, and I won't go through the whole thing. And afterwards, he's like, man, thank you. I realize now, that I've got to recognize what I'm going through, and as Tony Rodrigues says, you got to see things as they are, not worse than they are, not better than they are.
Yeah.
And for a long time, I was wearing those rose-colored glasses, saying it's not that bad, it's not that bad. And he was doing the same thing. So he got what he needed out of it, and it was amazing. And I started at that time hashtagging my messages, #GetUpAndGrow, because you've got to when you fall down, you've got to get up and grow, right? You fall down 6 times, you get up 7. You fall down 7 times, you get up 8. Because life isn't about how many times you fall. Life is about getting up after every time you fall, right? Because it's in falling that we learn. It's in getting up that we grow. But many of us don't grow when we get up. We just get up and go. We don't get up and grow.
It's so true.
So you need to get up and grow. So, but the irony, the funny thing about this is I kind of forgot about this thing for a little while because, like I said, it wasn't my story to tell, oddly enough, right? I don't even know where this came from. But about 2-3 months later, I'm sharing this story with someone. I said, oh my God, the story that I was sharing with him, the coaching, and this happens a lot, the coaching that I'm giving him, the story I was sharing with him, the whole God said, grow, and I said, no, I realized that story was for me.
That's exactly what you needed to hear. Yeah.
Only then did I realize, damn it, I was in pain because even though I was saying it to him, I wasn't getting it. I only got it 2-3 months later, where I was in pain because God said grow, and I said no. So you know what that was, though, right?
I do.
So what moment?
That was a so what moment.
So what? Now what?
Exactly.
Right? And unfortunately, I've been living that moment. I lived that moment for another 2.5 years. But the reality of it is bad things are going to happen. So anyway, just going back to wrap up that. So that's where the whole Get Up and Grow started. And I didn't even realize where I had, and not only up until maybe 3-4 months ago, somebody says, where did the whole Get Up and Grow thing come from? And I'm like, I don't know. I've been tagging it for a while. And I thought about it. I'm like, holy cow. It came all the way back when I was going through this story with this friend of mine. I was giving him coaching, and I grew through it. It was a story that I needed to hear. So I've been hashtagging it from that long. So I like to say that the movement or the Get Up and Grow found me more than I found it.
I think that's, the same thing happened with me. And my Get Up and Grow moment, this is my mom, everyone. Say hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
My Get Up and Grow moment was my so what now what moment when I was in my coaching call with Shasheen, and I was in a really bad place and having many arguments with my ex, because that's what you do when you're going through that. And he said to me, like, Michelle, so what now what? Like, what do you want and what are you willing to do about it? And that is the moment when you can kind of just take a breath and take responsibility for the shit that's not going right in your life and choose a different story, right? Because I was telling this story of the so what, and I'm struggling and I can't, like, I'm doing it all by myself and we're fighting and how's this going to work? And I have 3 babies under 7 and I've got a full-time, 100% commission job that's driving me crazy. And I'm just so afraid. I was afraid. So I had to just stop, take a breath, decide, okay, someone else has got to show up in this life to take care of these kids. This scared little girl is not going to be able to take care of these kids. So I had to make a shift and put my Superwoman, Wonder Woman cape on and take back control of my life. Because if I did, and the truth of the matter is I didn't have time or the money or the opportunity to fall apart. Like I didn't get to grieve anything. I didn't get to be sad about anything. I just had to like pivot. And right now, I think so many people are in this moment like, what am I going to do? Well, that's why we're here. We're trying to help people figure out like what tools can we share with people to help them in this moment right here. And it's really about looking at opportunity, looking at how you can find like the gratitude for what's going, like there are people out there, guys, right now that are suffering.
Yeah.
And we're sitting here having a Facebook chat. There are people out there that are really sick and scared. And I am so grateful that I have this opportunity to just go out and, share what's going on, and how we can support and help people. So, my so what now what moments happen all the time. My so what now what moments happen when, I miss a flight at the airport. Okay, so what now what? They happen when the house is chaotic and I haven't even eaten yet today, which is not that big of a deal, but these are the little things that happen that send us in a spiral down into a hole. But just take a breath. So what? Now what? I mean, I don't think there's anything that we can't say that about.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Look, and the reality of it is, one of the comments that I love is from Bob Marley, and his comment, I use this one a lot, is you never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. Right. So you stepped into that because you really never know how strong you are until you have no other choice. Right.
No. And
stronger. Listen, we're all so much stronger than we think we are. Yesterday, I made a post, which again it's one of my favorite lines as well, is you don't have to be fearless in life. You don't have to be fearless. You just have to fear less. Right. Fear less.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. Just
this is why we're doing this is why if we can give if we can give one or two people a new tool, and that right there, what you just said, you don't have to be fearless. You just have to fear less. That is why we're doing this. That's why I'm sitting here with you right now, because those things, if we can get those things in people's heads right now, it's game changing. Yeah. And I want to read something that Vinu just put. I don't know if it's too much.
Just click on it; it'll show up.
Well, it's okay. I think that everyone take a minute in the moment they are feeling pain. I know.
Hiding behind it so much.
Just say, so what? That is happening. This is happening. Just own it, feel it, then say, now what? In that moment, people can create their own strategy, help them clarify. That's awesome. I love that. So, Vinu.
I was trying to climb over it.
Oh, geez. So Vinu is a parenting coach, and she helps. She's phenomenal. She'll be on next Tuesday, everyone. Vinu will be here next Tuesday to talk about how to handle the kids that are going crazy in your house. And
the adults that are going crazy in your house too.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that are with each other all the time that are not with each other all the time.
Right. So there's going to be a lot of things happening coming out of this. There's going to be a lot of kids born in December. And there's going to be a lot of attorneys busy. So,
and we want to try and figure out a way to stop that as much as we can. If we can give wisdom, I would say, so what? You're stuck in your house, and now what? How much love can I pour into the people that I love? Yeah. Like how much can I be even more aware of what my partner needs? How much more aware do I have to be that if he's not exercising and taking a minute, he's not going to be happy? Like, how can I pour into my kids? Like, if I'm not paying attention to them, their behavior is going to change. So one of my now what's in this time is to just, and on my work calls, my, coaching strategy calls, how can I pour into these people even more whether they have the money to sign up for coaching right now or not, I'm going to give people everything that I can just to like pour into people.
So, and I honor and respect and appreciate that. I just encourage you just to make sure that you take care of yourself, because you can pour out, right? And your cup can be empty. Mine almost is, but that's not what I'm talking about.
And I think, and I'll tell you this though, part of what fills my cup is loving on my people.
Oh, without a doubt. But you've also got to take time to refill your cup, because I say this all the time that people say, oh, you can't pour from an empty cup, so you've got to take care of it.
100%.
Actually, that's only about 98% right, because you can actually pour from an empty cup. But what comes out of your cup when it's empty is your physical, mental, and emotional health.
Yeah.
And that's what you don't want to pour out, because when you pour from the empty cup and you keep pouring, so you've got to refill your cup so that you don't run out. Because when you run out, then you don't have enough left for you, and you've essentially given out the best of you, and then your family and loved ones get the rest of you.
100%. And what I'm lucky enough to have in my life right now is someone who does the same back for me. So I get sent down to the treadmill even when I don't want to go. Like I don't want to go, but he sends me down there because he knows when I come back up, I'm going to be in a better space. And my son, my 5-year-old, because meditating is something that I've really tried to institute. It's another now what for me. Like I'm going to meditate and just quiet my mind. I'll put on my headphones and my 5-year-old will sit next to me on the bed and just sit there with me while he's watching, his tablet or whatever. And then one morning he came up, he's like, Mommy, did you meditate yet? So they're holding me accountable for self-care in a really, awesome. Really great way. So, do that for each other. The best thing you guys can do for each other right now is just love on each other.
Yes. And guys, laugh. You got to laugh together. Because if I can tell you this 100%, if you don't laugh together, you will eventually cry apart. Right? If you're either going to laugh together,
these great reminders tonight.
I got to write that one down. Actually, somebody write that one down.
Write that down, Jason.
You're either going to laugh together or you're going to cry alone. Right?
Oh my gosh, that's so.
But it's true.
It's true.
Stop with the hierarchy of shit. And listen, right now, this is an interesting time in the world. Mm-hmm. Nobody has ever been home 100% of the time, because people say, well, it's like your kids are on spring vacation or summer vacation. No, it's not, because when they're on vacation, unless you guys are on vacation together, and when you're on vacation together, you're out doing things, you're at theme parks, you're at the beach, you're this, you're that, you're doing the other thing. Now you're together. It's a great opportunity to reconnect with family. They say that family values are falling apart, and this is, listen, there's people that sometimes say, maybe the wife says, oh, you have no idea what he's like. You have no idea what she's like. You're always working. You come home and you give them whatever you want and whatever. Well, guess what? Now he's home and he gets to see, or she's home and she gets to see what little Johnny or little Michelle. Or little Michelle is up to, or doing whatever. So it's just an interesting time. And again, I encourage everyone to take this time to reconnect at a deeper level, to take this time to learn more about each other, to reconnect to, as a couple, reconnect to the person you fell in love with. Tony Rodrigues says all the time that, if you do at the end of the relationship what you did at the beginning, there will be no end. So maybe before you didn't have time to do those things. You didn't have time to dedicate. You didn't have time to this, to that, to the other thing. Now, for the most of us, we have time, unless you're a doctor or a nurse. And then that's kind of another stressful situation. And my wife happens to be a nurse. So
God bless her.
Crazy out there.
She's bringing babies into the world, guys. Let's say a prayer for Mrs. Rodrigues. What's her first name?
Lucy.
Everybody say a prayer for Lucy, please, tonight.
Yeah. Well, not just her, but everyone that's in the medical field specifically, that works in hospitals, that have to, the people, everyone from the lab techs to the pharmacists to everyone that is involved in the critical care of people, to the people that are cleaning the hospitals and everything else. And you know what? Even to the people that are stocking the grocery shelves, you hear stories of people that are getting berated, the tellers that are getting berated because close to me. Well, there's the one sitting there, at the register. You got to back up, but people are getting berated, not and people aren't thinking that they're getting paid $12 or $13 or $14 an hour to sit there and ring up your groceries. And that's if you live in a metropolitan area. If you live out Midwest, you're probably getting paid $10 or $8 an hour. So even those people that are going to work and making sure that they're stocking the shelves to make sure that people have food and that have toilet paper where it's available or whatever else, right?
Right.
So we just got to think of all those people that don't have really the luxury of staying home. Granted, now I'm saying luxury. I know that a lot of people are home and they don't want to be because of myriad of reasons, but many people also are living paycheck to paycheck. And I feel bad. My heart goes out.
I mean, they were before this. I mean,
they were before this. So now this brings up another challenge. Now there's going to be a little bit of help coming from the government, and there's going to be, but nevertheless, you know, I know that there's a lot of people that are in a tough spot. But what I'm saying is just try to take this time to get your house in order, so to speak, right? Improve your mind, feed your mind, declutter your mind, declutter your house, clean that office. That's a message from me again. Clean that office. And there's so many things, but kind of declutter, try to declutter your house. It's a great time for spring cleaning. Work on the garden. If you have if you live in a place where you can have a garden, you know, do what you've got to do to take care of all those little projects that have been open and nagging at you.
Right. I mean, all of us are going through this. I just want to also mention real quick, I think it's important to talk about all the people that are in the emergency field. Like one of our people that's on right now, she's with the fire department. And Autumn, we're just going to say a prayer for you because she goes in every day and gets tested. And, you know, we just want to really thank these people. But right now and every single day, when you get up in the morning, decide to grow. Just decide to grow today.
Decide to get up and grow.
Yeah, get up and decide to grow and read something. Watch, you know, turn off the Netflix and get on. You know, there are so many people putting out free content right now, you guys. You know, Laura Langmeyer is doing some amazing stuff
every day.
Money. Yeah, there are so much out there right now that is happening. That
there's this guy at 6 o'clock Eastern every day.
Oh yes, get up 6 p.m. Eastern every single day. He's out here every single day. Is crazy to me. I don't know how you do this.
Oh, tomorrow we have Joseph McClendon on, by the way, so he's going to be.
We need to get him on So What Now at TV.
Yeah, so he's going to be on tomorrow. And for those who didn't, today I had Dr. Roger Sahor. Yesterday I have Steve Linder talking about psychology and the psychology of the stock market and how to you know, look at the stock market in a different way. The day before that I had Master Co leading some meditation, just really amazing stuff.
Go back and watch that one. Yeah, go back and watch that one.
Go back and watch that one. You can find that on my Facebook page, and you know, yeah. So so many people are out there, but and to your point, you know, I think Harvard has a class, one of the most popular classes they're offering for free. You know, Alison Armstrong has a course that she's giving for free. Everyone is doing so much to give back to everyone. Take advantage of it. Get off Netflix unless you're watching something that's going to feed your mind instead of just
make you laugh.
What's that?
Or make you laugh.
Or make you laugh. Yeah. Listen, if you're watching TV, do yourself a favor. Watch a comedy. Watch something that's going to make you laugh. I watched Borat. My kids finally, my wife folded and let them watch Borat the other day. Oh my God, I forgot half of that stuff. It's crazy. But laugh. Do something that's going to make you laugh. And if you're not laughing, then feed your mind. Like you said, Laura Langmeyer is on every day at 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, and she's just dropping knowledge on growth and money and business and everything else. There's another call at 2 o'clock by another group, Legendary Zoom. If you want to jump on Legendary Zoom, I'm on at 6 o'clock p.m., 3 p.m. Pacific, doing and bringing on different people all the time. There's so much happening every single day. There's people leading meditations in the morning, meditations at night. So feed your mind, people. And get out there and make a difference. Yeah, Hallmark's a great channel, Doris, and you're not really gonna, and that's good for some feel good stuff.
You know, I did that because I was gonna make her feel good. Like I'm about pouring into my mom right this moment. She's having a blast.
Oh, that's right. Doris is your mom. Sorry. Hold on. Let's see. Nice. Hello, Doris.
She goes by D, but I don't know why it says Doris.
All right, D. Look, I can see the comments now. Isn't that nice?
Isn't that cute? what would you say is a so what now what moment you have had in the last week? And we're going to close with that.
In the last,
just a moment.
I mean, the so what now what moments happen all the time, right? You know, you're late for an appointment. You forget to do something. So what? Now what? What can you do? Make amends. You know, the process of owning your mistakes, owning your stuff is huge. You made a mistake, own the mistake, apologize, make amends, and move on. You don't get stuck in the bullshit story that you're telling yourself, right? You don't get stuck in the old story of you make a mistake and all of a sudden, God damn it, stupid, this, that, and you start beating the shit out of yourself. And I guess I you know, to just drop a little bit of extra value here, you know, I'm going to say that self-talk, and you know this, self-talk is one of the most important things. The most important conversation you'll ever have in your life is the most important conversation you'll have every day, is the conversation you have with the person in the mirror.
Yeah.
Right? That's the most important conversation you'll have any day of the week, because you've got the power. Your words have power. You know, the whole limerick when we were kids, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. No bigger lie has ever been told.
Yeah, exactly.
Words hurt more than sticks ever will.
Yeah.
If you get hit by a stick or a rock, you break a bone, you heal, it goes away. Words hurt. Words can scar you for a lifetime, as we know, right? I mean, we're coaching people that through things that happened, God knows when.
Right.
So the words have power. So you've got to learn to speak kindly to yourself. Speak love into yourself, because you have the option of speaking light and love into yourself. Yeah. It's your choice. You could either be your own best friend or your own worst enemy. So I'm just going to encourage everyone that's watching to love on yourself. And I talk about kindness all the time, to be kind to other people, especially in today, be kind to others. You know, spread kindness around, be kind, but be kind to yourself most of all, and ignore the people the naysayers, ignore the people that are going to be talking shit, ignore the people that are going to, you know, I had one guy today on that post. Think about this. That post, in life isn't about being, or in life, you don't have to be, life isn't about being fearless. It's about fearing less. Yeah. I had a troll come on there and tell me, dude, if I was right in front of you right now and we had a conversation, I would destroy you. What? Stop analyzing this. I'm like, I was going to respond, but I didn't. There's no point. You know what they say, you know, that's a good sign, because they say if you don't have any haters, you're not doing it right. So hold on, let me climb up.
We gotta climb on top of this.
Let me climb up.
This is Venu's moment. You know, her so what now moment was just creating a free coaching call, to putting it out there. Like, it's vulnerable, guys, for us to come on here. Like, it's not like, it takes some like when I hit the button and said, I'm going to do this so what now what TV thing, I had an oh shit moment. Like, oh shit, like, we're doing this. But and like I said, if only one person uses so what now what every single day in their life to have a better life, then it was worth any moment of time, you know, that we've spent doing this. And this is what I want to ask.
My message for that troll. That's okay. Yeah. It's all right.
So what?
So what? Now what? Move on.
Pour more love. Pour more love. The only thing that I'm asking for from anyone who's watching or anyone who sees this after the fact is, tell us what you want to know. Ask, you know, send me direct messages about what you want to hear about, what you want me to talk about. I'm happy. You know, there's nothing off the table. There's nothing off limits. We're going to talk about anything real and raw. We're just going to talk about it. So that's the only thing I'm asking for, is just, you know, share these conversations with people that you think need to hear them. You can see this on my, you know, my personal page, my So What Now What page. And now there's a my So What Now What YouTube channel, because last night someone said my friend really needs to see this, but she's not on Facebook. So this morning I'm creating a YouTube channel. Like, awesome. Not knowing what the hell I'm doing, but
hey, listen, you're growing through it, baby. Growing through it.
Yeah, I'm growing through it. I'm getting up and growing.
Adam said something here that I just want to read. It's amazing how such a horrible situation bringing everyone together. Listen, throughout human history, the thing that unites anyone, that unites people, that unites, doesn't matter, what belief you are, what religion you are, what country you're from. The one thing that has always united people is a common enemy. And today the common enemy is this virus.
Yeah.
But it goes beyond that. I'm going to challenge everyone and say that it goes beyond that. The common enemy isn't just the virus. It is. Absolutely. That's enemy number one. But right there next to public enemy number one is the other one, the F word, fear. Fear is the other public enemy, because we need to absolutely heed the warnings and do what people say and shelter in place and self-quarantine and everything else. It's absolutely essential and important. But don't fall prey to the fear. Don't get paralyzed by fear. Don't let fear make you angry and anxious and resentful and everything else. Don't let it consume you.
Right.
Because the reality of it is, if you're not impacted, if you're not infected, you're affected. Everyone in the world is being impacted. Right. So that's why, in a way, Autumn, this is bringing people together. It's giving people an opportunity to reconnect maybe with themselves, reconnect with their loved ones, reconnect with people that they need to connect with. It gives us the opportunity to connect with each other on this platform. There's more, like Michelle was saying, there's more information being streamed today. There's more knowledge, there's more giving, there's more love being poured out into people than ever before. So that's a beautiful thing. One of the things that I posted yesterday or 2 days ago, and I mentioned on my show just a little while ago when I was on with Roger, was that it was a post that I had seen from Mr. Rogers. Oddly enough, I'm on the phone with Mr. Rogers, and Mr. Rogers was talking about how when he was a child, when he'd hear bad news or he'd see bad news or hear bad news on the radio, because I don't even know if they were TV, because Mr. Rogers, well, he's not a young guy. So his mother would always say, look for the people doing good. Look for the helpers.
Yeah.
Right? Look for the helpers. So in the midst of any tragedy, in the midst of any darkness, you can look around and see light. You can look around and see lights. There are lights trying to help in the darkness. In the fire, there's firemen. There's people trying to pull you out. In the hospitals right now, there's people scrambling and running to help save people's lives. So in the midst of a tragedy, look for the helpers. And that's where you're going to see the light. That's where you're going to see hope. That's where you're going to see faith. That's where you're going to see, what the beauty of people, right? Mm-hmm. Because you have that light to shine. And remember that if you're in a dark place and you look around and you don't see any light, remember that you are the light. Maybe you're the light for someone else.
Good ones. God, you're so full of good ones. So good. So good.
Be the light. Shine your light. And don't don't let anybody else dim your light. I'll give you another one here. This is you're gonna like this. And don't let anybody dim your light. If you're dimming your light to make somebody else comfortable because it maybe hurts their eyes, tell them to put on shades, turn around, or get the hell out of your life.
Right.
Don't dim your light for anybody else, because somebody needs to see that light.
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, this is a movement I want to start, just to get up and grow as a movement. Like, I want people to start sharing. What was your so what now what moment today? Like, post it on the Facebook, post it on my, post it anywhere. Like,
now what? Get up and grow.
Yeah, it's like a family. But just get conscious. And this is something that I want to read to you guys, because I'll mess it up if I don't read it. So, so what is always the challenge? So what is always the problem? Now what is the solution and the action? The learning is in the breath between those moments. I want to teach what to do in the space between so what and now what. And that's what this is going to be about, is just, you guys, I said this last night. I am not a master of anything. Like, every time, this is funny, but not. So we did some trail running. Like, we were training for a 32-mile trail run, and there was only one training run that we went on that I didn't fall like 3 times. Like, Jason is bebopping down the hills like a little bunny, and I'm like falling because the roots are coming up to bite me.
Don't drink wine before going out on a run.
Yeah, don't do that. So I'm not a master of trail running. I'm not the greatest squatter in the world, but I do it anyway. I don't like, but I am a master overcomer. Like I have overcome so many things one of the things that I know about being a mom is that there's not a lot that my kids are going to come to me with. And I can't say, you know what, baby, I've been there. So what now what is about mastering your muscle of overcoming a line at the grocery store, overcoming no toilet paper, overcoming a divorce, overcoming bad health, overcoming bad news. So what now is about overcoming and deciding to take ownership and responsibility and remembering who you are. You are all strong. You are all powerful. You can all do way more than you think you can.
Yeah.
Hey, Mom, my mom sent me, I was hanging in my kitchen. It's like, you're stronger than you think you are. You're braver than you think you are. You're smarter than you think you are. Like, if she can find that quote, that would be awesome. But this is the whole reason that I'm doing this is because I want to remind people that so what, now what? You got this, baby. You got this.
That's it. And life is happening for you. And whatever's happening is strengthening you and preparing you for what it is that you've asked for. So just know that, believe that, and it's about preparing you for what's coming. Yeah. So just listen, at the end of the day, it really is about living this life. They say you only live once. That's bullshit. You only die once. You live every day. So get out there and live.
You dropping the genius tonight.
Just get out there and live. Seriously.
Take it. So
live, love, and be loved. Oh, and the one thing we didn't get to talk about, we'll leave it for another day, but certainly having a morning ritual is important.
Oh, yes. I was going to take a drink, but we'll talk about that and then we'll go. Okay. Tell us what you're.
All right. So, I started doing the morning ritual again 5.5 years ago when that my life kind of blew up and that crisis hit. I didn't sleep for 3 days. I was kind of losing my mind. I said, I got to do something. So I started walking in the morning. I was not a morning person. So getting up at 5:45 in the morning, it was like, I'd rather, get hit by a bus. So I started getting up in the morning and doing my walks. And during those walks, I tapped back into, certainly my mentor is Tony Rodrigues, right? So which has really helped me, by the way, get through these last 5 years. And if it wasn't for the growth that I had in the prior 10, 15 years, it would have been so much harder to go through what I went through without losing my mind, which is probably one of the reasons why, I'm able to keep my composure and laugh and be happy and everything else and not go off the deep end. But he's got something called the Tony Rodrigues Hour of Power. Mm-hmm. So I was doing it for a while, and then it became, it's still Tony's hour of power, except now it's mine, right? But it started.
Another Tony R.
It's still another Tony R. It's still TR's hour of power. Right. But, you customize it to yourself. But one of the things that I start in the morning is so important. I go to bed, I always have a bottle of water next to my bed. So I wake up in the morning, I have a bottle of water. I put on my socks, put on my sneakers, and I'm out the door. Well, wait, hold on. I put on my pants and I put on a jacket. Yeah, okay. So I put those on, and I'm out the door. And when I leave, again, gratitude is so important and focusing on what is it you're grateful for. So I start off, and I won't go into the whole thing, but I start off and saying, thank you, God, for another day, an opportunity to love, to be loved, to learn, to grow, to do, to be the best version of myself. Thank you for your grace, your blessings, and for everything that I've got in my life. And then I spiral into my personal, my physical, mental, emotional health, that of my wife and our relationship and our children, and you spiral. So you do a gratitude spiral, right? So it starts with you, right? It starts with you, and then it just spirals out. And you go as far as you want to go. You can do that for 3 to 5 minutes. Sometimes I do it for 7 or 8 minutes. Who you're grateful for, what you're grateful for. People say, I'm not grateful for anything. Well, bullshit. Think a little harder. Be grateful for the fact that you have legs under you, that you can walk. Be grateful for that you've got eyes and ears that you can listen to this. Be grateful that you've got technology at the palm of your hands that most people in the world still don't have. Be grateful for a roof over your head. Be grateful for the electricity. Be grateful for running water, for a toilet, for toilet paper, if you got any. Be grateful for a home. Be grateful for warmth. Be grateful for air conditioning. Be grateful for food. There's so much. There's a heart in your chest beating 100,000 times a day that you did nothing for. It was a gift. You don't have to think about, oh my God, I got to remember to have my heart beat. No, it just beats. Be grateful.
Yeah.
You can be grateful for everything in your body. So
one of the things this I'm just going to share this up here. So Tony Robbins does priming, and there's a lot of what you're talking about is priming. If you go to TonyRobbins.com and you look up priming, he does a 15-minute, like, this is just a really great place to start for people that don't know where to start this.
Look it up, Hour of Power. And Hour of Power is even older, but so yeah, you can do prime, which is a breathing exercise.
Breathing and gratitude and visualization, if I could say that.
That's it.
And I think this is a really good, tool. So go to the TonyRobbins.com website, look and search priming, and it's a really good place to start with a morning ritual because he walks you through the whole thing, and it's a really good thing. So
priming is great. You don't have to be out there walking, but the Hour of Power is you're walking, you're at the gym, you're doing something, and you can do this in cadence. There's you can go through, your I am statements, because anything that follows the words I am follows you, right? I am strong, then you're going to be strong. Because if you say I am weak, you're weakening your immune system, you're weakening your courage muscle, you're weakening all of that, right? So the words that you speak become the house you live in, right? So be careful of the words that you speak. So you can speak, like I said, you can empower yourself or disempower yourself. So fill yourself with empowering words every morning. Do some mirror work, mirror exercise. Look in the mirror and say,
you go on and on all night.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I'm not going to go on and on all night.
We're going to have to come back and do. Well, you know what? We'll do another one of these, and we'll talk. We could talk specifically about rituals, and how to help people. And this is a really great time to start morning rituals and bedtime rituals too. I mean, gratitude journal right before you go to bed. What was a miracle for today? What was something you were grateful for today?
What are you going to work on tomorrow?
What are you going to work on tomorrow? So you guys, we're going to let you go.
Wait, hold on. You're talking about gratitude. I'm going to give you one last little
he's going to drop it on us, everybody. Hold on to your seats.
Nugget. I tell people all the time, gratitude is so important, to be grateful for what you have. And it's easy to be grateful for what you have. It's easy to be grateful for your home. It's easy to be grateful for, what you had in the past. But it's not as easy to be grateful forward. It's not as easy to be grateful for what you get tomorrow. And that's what visualization is. So be grateful for what's coming tomorrow. Be grateful for what it is that you're going to have, for the victories you're going to have, for the better health you're going to have, for the accomplishments you're going to achieve, for the goals you're going to reach. But it's difficult. People say, oh, I don't know if I can do that. Well, then I say this, oh, ye of little faith. You've got to believe in that, and belief in having faith in whether you believe in God or you believe in yourself, or you believe in whatever you want to believe in, energy, Mother Earth, whatever you want to believe in. You've got to believe in something. You've got to believe that you can achieve it. Otherwise, you won't be able to get it. I think it was maybe it was Wayne Dyer. See it, believe it, make it happen.
Well, I think one of the exercises that I talk to people all the time are write yourself a letter as if the things you want in your life have already happened.
And be grateful for them. But it's not easy to be grateful for what's coming. Everybody's just grateful for what's here, but they're not grateful for what's coming. So the challenge is to be, one of the other things I hashtag is grateful forward. Be grateful. Everybody hears about pay it forward. Well, be grateful forward. Be grateful ahead of time for what it is that you want. Because if all you do is live in fear and think about what could go wrong, that's praying for shit that you don't want. That's the opposite. One of the things of being grateful for what's coming is being afraid of what you're not going to have. Is you're praying for the stuff you don't want. So be careful. Thoughts become things. Why
don't you guys try this? Try and write God a thank you note for all the things that you'd like in your life. Just write, dear God, thank you for the health of my family. Thank you for us being abundant and prosperous and financially stable. Thank you for my children being healthy and learning. Thank you for, all the, opportunities that I've always wanted. Thank you for my dreams coming true. Thank you for whatever. Write God a thank you note.
Yeah. Awesome. I love it. I love it.
Want to attract in your life. Because I don't remember who said this, but who do you think that and I'm going to try and say this. I think that if who gets more cookies in your house, the kid that's nice and says thank you, or the one that's whining and crying on the floor? We want to reward, believe that your good behavior and your gratitude is going to allow you to have things come into your life. Stop throwing tantrums in your life, because you're going to be sent to a timeout and not get what you want.
Right. So good. Listen, like you said, we can go on for hours, so we're going to stop. I'm not going to get into what just sparked in me, which that conversation. I'm not going to get into it, but I am going to say, yeah, I'm going to say thank you for having me on. I appreciate you and everybody for jumping on and watching. I encourage everyone to certainly watch Tony Talks, Get Up and Grow, every day at 6 o'clock. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. You can find it if you go type in just one word altogether, just like you see it here on the screen. Get Up and Grow with Tony Rodrigues. You go to my Facebook page. You can also find me on Instagram, Tony Rodrigues 2.0, and getupandgrow.com. The website is not 100% done and up yet, but it'll be up very shortly. So yeah, reach out. Follow me, share the video, share this video. Share this video. Michelle is a badass. And thank you for having me on here. And just remember, so what? Now what? Time to get up and grow.
All right, guys. Have a beautiful night. We will see. Oh, I should probably tell you that Thursday night, bring your laughter or bring your readiness to laugh and giggle a little bit, because Brian Bradley from Egoscue is going to be here. He is. Do not let your children watch that. No,
yeah, he's a pisser.
We're going to try and keep it PG, but he's one of the funniest guys I know, but he's so smart about alignment. And, Egoscue helps our bodies just get in alignment. A lot of the reason that we're in pain is because we're out of alignment. And we're going to do some exercises. We're going to talk about people in the pain they can do. So people are in pain. So what? Now what? We're going to bring on Brian. He's going to teach us some things to do. So be here Thursday night at 7 for Brian. And like I said, you guys, take care of each other, love on each other. I love you all. And remember, so what, now what? You can overcome anything. Good night, guys. Tony, stay on.
Yep. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Appreciate you all.